cold here in northern Michigan, but it's beautiful right now. Clear skies, totally clear. Very deep skies, which we have to get used to all over again because our skies have changed a lot since July. Around here they've changed quite a bit. But anyway, I've got more grass out here than I've ever had, and I just came out this morning after a recovery day yesterday, and here's where I was at a music festival this weekend, and a lot of bands come in. It's close by here, and me and my family go there, and we bring some calves and some puppies and stuff like that, and set up a little petting area and get to talk to a lot of people that are into the whole music scene, and we had an excellent time. Friday, Saturday, beautiful weather. Saturday afternoon, rained. Then it cleared. Sunday, it rained, and it rained, and it rained. My rain gauge here from Saturday evening until yesterday afternoon, which would have been Monday afternoon, I got 3 inches of rain. And the reason I bring that up is because when it started raining there, people started saying, I think I'll go home and watch football, you know, and people were leaving. And as they left, they tore the ground up really bad. All right, it got so muddy that some people got stuck. That happens. I mean, and that's their thing that they have to understand. But as I was watching that, I started wondering, gee, this is a lot of rain. I wonder what's happening at home, because I had all my cows out on the same place, and I gave them a big chunk of ground because I knew I was going to be gone. And so when I came home, I raced out here to see what was going on. And what I found was this. I found a beautiful field with lots of cow tracks everywhere, all nicely trimmed, beautifully greened, but all held together. There was no spots where they tore it apart. And when you have very heavy animals out on grass, that can happen, especially when you have a lot of water. So when I came out this morning, I'm just looking at it thinking, wow, this is great, because this particular field was known as the Sand Hill to people that farmed this place before. And I was told, if you ever stick a plow in this, you'll never get anything to grow again. Okay, so I heeded that for a lot of years until I got into the whole organic thing, and I found out, you know, how to treat a field as if it's like a living ecosystem, which it is. And so anyway, this morning when I came out, I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is great. How do you pass this information on to people? How do you do that? I don't know. I got a handful of people that listen to my videos, and they don't go very far. Don't know why, but here we go. I'll pass it on to you. This is the field that I just took them off. I mean, if it doesn't show up on the video, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful field. I'm very proud of it. If I had this for my front lawn in front of my house, I'd be proud of it in town. Right? That's where I just took them off. I think you can probably see the temporary fence, and 6 days ago they were on the other side. So this would make an excellent control experiment, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, how would it look in a week from now? The animals were on this side, and they've walked over just every square foot of this. I can see that they've walked and they've chased what they like around and eaten it. Their hooves have opened the soil up. They've opened the thatch up, and they let all that rain come in. Right? They also manured out here a lot, urinated out here a lot. You can see places where they've laid down for the night. Here, I'll show you one here. It almost looks like a deer bed, but there were no deer out here. That's a cow bed. And they just, this time of year, will plop themselves down and sleep at night, and then they're up before the sun eating again. So what you have is an ecosystem that is comprised of two components that we see, right? The flora and the fauna, right? The cows and then the grass out here. And they seem to need each other. I mean, obviously, the cows need the field, but does the field need the cow? I say yes, because when I came out this morning, I thought, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to do? You know, there's obvious stuff that I have to do. Have to milk, have to fix the septic system, had to fix the pump housing yesterday because the cows pushed it all around and it quit working for the well right here behind me. And then I had to put up an electric fence around it. But what is it that I'm supposed to do for the farm? What was it that I was supposed to do? And a lot of times I'll just come out, ask the question, and then it comes to me. And you're probably thinking, oh yeah, okay, you're at the music festival. No, that's got nothing to do with it. This has been going on a long time. I have been trying to be more sensitive to this ecosystem and let it try and tell me what it's needing that day. The animals are real good at that. I mean, if you think I'm being touchy-feely here, if you don't water them, they will let you know. If you don't feed them, they will let you know. But if they're slightly uncomfortable, you watch them close and you'll see what the problem is, and you can get it fixed. Well, what about this ecosystem out here? What about this field? Is it as important as the cows? Well, I think so, because without the field, the cows don't eat. If the cows don't eat, I don't get milk. Without milk, I don't have butter. Is life worth living without butter? I don't know. And T-bones? And hamburgers? I don't know. I don't think so. So the health of this directly affects our sustenance as far as living off of this piece of property that is called a farm, you know, and it sustains us and several other families too. So my point is, I had to make a decision what I was going to do this morning. I came out here, I look at this field, it's all held together. There's no big muddy spots. You know, if the cows do open it up and they do get some mud, oh, they'll paw it right open and then they'll roll around in it, and they like that because they can get mineral out of that. So they like that. But they didn't do that. And with 3 inches of rain, that's when it's going to happen. But it didn't happen. So I was very, very glad about that. And this field looks great. There's a lot of new growth, and I'm very happy about that. But that field over there, the one I just took them off 6 days ago, it didn't get the same massage as this one did from the cows walking on it. So I decided that I'm going to keep them over there for a day or two, depending on how the traffic looks. You know, when I go out and I see footprints, if they are moving around quite a bit and they're getting that field covered with footprints, then I'm going to know that, you know, we're in good shape and it's time to move them. Make no mistake, I've got lots and lots of grass on this field. But because I have so much grass on this farm, the condition of the animals is outstanding. Outstanding. I could, you know, probably starve them for a few days and they'd be fine. So I'm not so concerned about them. I'm actually more concerned with these fields. And it's not because I've not been concerned in the past. It's just because I didn't really think about them the way I am now. Like, I can actually, by my actions, I can help them or hurt them by what I do. If I leave the cows on too long, it will hurt them. If I just treat it like it's a place where I just go out and cut and then ignore, yeah, it's not going to be as good as it will be if I treat it properly. And what is the proper treatment, and I guess this is what I'm getting at. I'm going to put the cows over there so they can get that ground walked on, because I think that it's really important for the cows to walk on the field for the health of the field. All right, so I'm going to do that. And I thought that's what I would communicate. And then in a couple of days, I'll put them down. I got a center field down there that's very lush and green. Beautiful. I just went down and set fences, and those cows are going to get fat on that field. What I think I'm doing is I'm building resilience into this operation by increasing the health of the operation. So when you talk about two terms, regenerative and degenerative, I did learn about this weekend. Some processes are going to degenerate the soil. Like if I came out here and I spread, commercial fertilizer on here, I'd get a bump out of it. I'd certainly get a big bump out of it. But the next year, I've killed off a lot of my ecosystem out here that needs to be in place in order to make it so it's so it can take it. It can take a bunch of rain. It can take drought. It can take whatever the environment throws at it, whatever Mother Nature throws at it. It can take it. Right? When I first moved here, this particular field, the first year we made a cutting off of it, and I thought, well, this is useless. And then by the midsummer, it was brown. It looked like an old baseball field. And when you kicked it, you cut right through the soil, right through the thatch. And it just seemed quite useless. So to get it to this point, I mean, it was a process, but it did take animals, it did take compost, and it took turning it over and getting it reseeded, and then letting it be what it was meant to be. So anyway, that's my video for today. It's I guess the field is as important a part of the ecosystem as the animal. So we need to treat it that way. Okay, I'm gonna. Anyone can farm.